So I'm so happy to welcome you today on the ship, the crystal ship. My name is Solveig and I am the narrator of this journey today. Welcome to the crystal ship on the Solveig journey. I very much invite you to take a nice drink or something for free. Like, of course, everything is for free here. On the deck, and let yourself go and keep yourself clear and close to whatever is important to you today. And just snuggle up in the very soft velvet couches on the deck of the crystal ship and enjoy the journey of today. My name is Solveig, and today I'm going to be talking about the topic of unconditional love and support. I have already since my NLP practitioner and also master, set my values for myself. So I defined my 5, or I think it was even 10, most important values. And I just found out that for me, actually, my most important value is unconditional love. And it's something that I'm drawn to, that comes from me, from my inside, and that I really appreciate when I can feel it with other people as well. And even like I feel unconditional love is great, but unconditional support is also amazing. And I feel that it's actually a topic or something we all wish for, something we all maybe not everybody, but a lot of people that I know and what I can see with myself is that we all long for unconditional love and support. And often in our day-to-day life, we don't feel like we have that. And that's why I'm going to talk about this today. Just a very kind of like, structured thing. I'm going to first talk about how I see unconditional love in something somebody would call spirituality and the existence of us. How it's like I can see it like structurally happening in our existence, and then I'm going to talk about things that are going to, that sometimes keep us away from believing that we have this unconditional love and support. And then lastly, I'm going to talk about some, practical things, how to, come more into this feeling of unconditional love and support. Yes. So starting off with the unconditional love and support that we have every day, I wanted to, not even remind you, but just set the perspective in the direction that we are actually always unconditionally supported. And you might be saying like, oh, what the hell is she talking about? Like, I don't feel that at all. So that's why I'm going to elaborate a bit on it and how I actually see unconditional support and love coming from every point of existence, in a sense. Is that, we are being supplied with food, water, and air. So the kind of basic needs for us every day again. And we are so unconditionally loved and supported that we are even and that's the kind of the proof that we are unconditionally, it's really important to see this unconditional, so without any conditions in this equation, because in a sense, if you're not grateful to see it, if you're not thinking that you're unconditionally loved, you still are unconditionally loved and supported, because you are unconditionally loved and supported because it doesn't have any conditions. So that means even though if you think you are left alone and you are not supported, you are still supported in that. So even though if you think like, oh yeah, what the hell, like she's just talking bullshit, tomorrow there's going to be still air, and there's going to be still sun, and there's going to be still water for you to drink. Maybe not for, I would say, like in a sense, maybe we as humans make it in a way or distribute the water in a way that it's not so fair, or some people get more and some people get less. But there is still water available every day and air available every day. And also food is growing every day. So that's kind of the unconditional support we get. Even though if we treat our gifts that we get every day, we treat them with something like not unconditionally loving and supporting, for example, by distributing the water or selling food in a sense, because the food is for free actually, but we put money on it and kind of take this unconditionality away, but the sense and the essence of it is unconditional. What we do with it is another story. Although in its core sense, we are unconditionally loved and supported. And I also see this actually if you go more structurally into the idea of existence. I also see that we are so unconditionally loved and supported that we are supported in every belief that we have. And this is something a lot of people, I feel, are actually struggling with, because they have a lot of beliefs that they actually don't prefer. For example, the belief that I am not worthy. And now it's interesting because we are so unconditionally loved and supported that we are even supported in the things that are not good for us. For example, if I believe I'm not worthy, I'm going to come across so many things that actually going to kind of like show me that I'm not worthy. And if I want to believe that, I'm going to be supported in it because it's unconditional. It doesn't tell me, oh, wait, I think, to be honest, that you believe you're not worthy is a bit not good for you. Like, I see you're struggling with it. If like, God or creation or whatever you believe in, the universe or science, whatever, would like, kind of like put conditionality of you existing and you believing in something, they would, restrict you and say, you shouldn't, this is not good for you, if they're, of course, loving, which I think they are. Yes, and then you wouldn't be really unconditionally loved and supported. Although, because that's not the case, you can believe whatever the heck you want. You are allowed to believe that you're unworthy. You are so allowed to believe that. And that's and then you're even going to be supported in your belief. Do you understand what I mean? Like, if you want to believe that you're unworthy, you're going to be supported in it, because that's the idea. If you want to experience unworthiness, here we go, let's do it. And that's, I think, happening with so many, in so many cases actually on our planet, that we are using the mechanism of unconditionally loved and being supported in a way that is actually harming us. And for me, I just decided for myself that I don't want to do that anymore. And that I actually want to, look at my definitions and look at my beliefs. And I've been doing that for some years now. And it's something that I am super, 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 super happy that I found out that I can put my definitions in a way that I want. And nobody else can help, nobody else can define my reality. I am the one defining it. Nobody can come up and say, but you are unworthy. And if I let them, define my reality, I'd be like, oh yeah, maybe you're right, I'm unworthy. No, if somebody comes up now for me that's like, you're unworthy, I'm thinking like, well, if you believe that, sure, do your thing. You might like do what I want. I'm not gonna copy your beliefs to mine. Thank you. Bye. So I don't let them define my reality. It's something super freeing, actually. And I wouldn't even say it's so hard and takes so long. No, you can say it right now and say, no, actually, I'm done with this. I'm sick of all that. I want to define my reality like I prefer it to be. And you can say, I'm worthy. I deserve love. I am unconditionally loved and supported. That's it. And nobody can come up and tell me something different. And if they do, I'm gonna unconditionally love him back and say, okay, I'm sorry that you're in this position of judging me, and maybe that means that you are actually doing that with yourself. So maybe we can look at that together, but only if you want, and otherwise I'm just gonna leave your reality because that's not the reality I want. So so when you are, that's the second thing I wanted to talk about. When you are in this process, like I am as well, and we all are in a sense, because it's being called life, of discovering yourself newly and understanding what you're going through and choosing your, what you actually prefer, then a lot of things can come up like on this journey. And I think that's really okay. Like if you actually realize, okay, maybe I've been defining my reality from the perspective of other people, and maybe I've been telling myself or copying beliefs of other people, in the sense that, for example, I'm unworthy, I am a bad person, or I need to be ashamed of myself. That's also a big topic, shame, especially with with very deep topics. We are often ashamed, and these things are super valid also, because it's really important to realize that all these things that come up on the journey, the soulmate journey, are meant to be come up. Like, these are obstacles, and if you're sitting on my beautiful crystal ship and you see like a thunderstorm approaching, we just see it, we recognize it, and it's worthy. So there is bad weather going on, and it's worthy, and it's a part of the journey to also face obstacles. So for example, that means that if you discover a belief, if you're saying, okay, I'm gonna define my reality new, or myself, and then you say, I'm gonna define myself as being worthy, and then suddenly this big shame comes up about a certain topic of your childhood, or something with love, or something where you actually felt you were really not worthy and you need to be ashamed, then you can do the same thing. Sorry for my German accent, I'm still a German native speaker. Hope you're enjoying it. You can still do the same thing that kind of creation does with you, or that the universe does with you, and giving it unconditional loving and support. So the same thing applies to you then, to these beliefs or emotions that you have about deep things like shame. So you can or I think it's much more efficient, and it's also, the pattern of nature is to not push it away, but rather say, you have a place, you were there for a reason. I love you, and I am okay that you exist. You have a place. It's okay for you to exist. Thanks for showing me something, because most of the times, actually, I discovered that these, negative things, even though maybe there's no negative at all, are often just messengers. So they tell you, this is not for you. They say, this is not good for you. We don't want this. Anxiety, shame, pain, grief. Like, we are on a path that hurts us. This person is not good for you. The situation is not good for you. All this stuff. And it's so beautiful to just see them as they're trying, they're worthy, they're trying to deliver you this message. Hey, we are suffering right now. And if you let them come to the surface and let the tears come to the surface and just be brave enough to feel these emotions, then you can also say, I got the message. I see that I'm not fully myself right now, that I'm suppressing a part of myself right now. And I can say thank you. Like, you're worthy. You're like, the emotion, the feeling itself is worthy. I love you. Thank you for delivering this to me. And I'm choosing again to go into the direction of my highest excitement, my joy, my love, right? To choose again the path. So these are the things that can come, of course, and other stuff can come up if you are, like, ready to define your reality new. It can happen that you can come up all of these belief systems, but that's perfect, because that's actually what it's meant for. If you can, it's a bit like you have a very full and shitty closet with a lot of stuff that you don't want anymore, actually. Like, the thing is, you need to get the stuff out, look at the stuff, and then say, I don't want this anymore. That's just how it goes. So if stuff comes up in the process of redefining yourself and actually seeing that you're unconditionally loved and supported in all and everything that you want to believe, all this like things that you actually don't need anymore was going to come up in your reality. Suddenly you're going to be maybe confronted with all these situations, and you're like, what the hell is happening? And then you are allowed to look at the things and say, thanks, oh, so good that you come up, and I praise you, you're valid, you're loved also. This maybe this deep pain of having suffered so long and believing that you're unworthy. Such a deep pain, and it's sad, right? It's sad in its core. If you think about you as a child being always, of course you're loved and supported. Like, you are part of all of this, and you are loved and supported like everybody else is. And you deserve it as well. And maybe then there's this pain coming up saying, fuck, I kind of like, you went through all this not deservement feeling all this time, and actually I know I'm deserving, and I know I'm loved by my very core and just by your existence. Maybe this pain comes up, and then this pain is actually saying, wow, like, like, we've been on a wrong path, and we are actually right now turning in the right direction. Like, the crystal ship is turning in the direction that we actually want to face, which in my case is towards the sun. And let's do it. And then you can valid, not in disvalue them. Say they're valid, all these emotions are valid. Let them go through you and let them be part of the journey, but carry on towards the light, carry on towards the sun, because that's what you prefer. If you do prefer that, if you want to stay in the pain, valid. Also super okay, super valid. If you want to stay suffering and problems, also super valid, because you are unconditionally supported in whatever you want to believe. So if you want to believe that, you're also supported, right? You can believe whatever you want. And so that's something that can come up. Yes, and how the third thing that I wanted to share is how I practice this feeling of being unconditionally supported and loved in my daily life. And it's something that I feel like I've been doing since a long time now. And it's something that's just so amazing, and I really like to share it. It's just enjoying and being in pleasure with things that exist. Not trying to get somewhere, not trying to want something, not even trying to do anything, just existing. And just, it's a bit like the last, episode, just surrendering to the beauty that is already here. And these are most of the times for me really simple things. Like right now I'm sitting in my room. It's been kind of like a rainy week. And since I'm podcasting, actually the sun is bursting, and somehow it's like actually the perfect moment to be in my room, because right now the sun is shining into my room, and I have this cute crystal thing that's, fractals the light into rainbows on the ceiling. And I think that's just incredibly beautiful. And noticing these little things just gives me so much love and unconditional support. Seeing how plants grow, imagining how plants filter the air every day for you and me, and for us. How, just realizing, coming out of your own perspective on life and this narrow field of vision in which you have these daily problems and struggles, and seeing the broader perspective of seeing that this atmosphere around the planet is constantly giving us this the possibility to breathe, and having this beautiful sphere around us, sitting on this amazing earth, being in the perfect distance between the sun, from the sun, so it's not too cold, not too warm, having the moon moving our water on this planet, and water in general. Wow, water. I love water. Filtering, we drink it, it's cleaning us, it's cleaning the earth. These things where you actually you can focus on what's going wrong. You can if you want, although there's always something that is going so beautifully right. There's always somewhere where the sun is shining, and even the clouds and the rain, they are also in a sense there to support you. Support you on your journey. And also all the fucking care that sorry for this word, that went into you when you were a child. Somebody wiped your ass for so many times, and your mom carried you in her belly for 9 months, feeding you afterwards. It doesn't matter how it went. Of course, it's not perfect, but you are unconditionally supported and loved, even though maybe there were moments where it seemed like you're not, but you are. Trust me on this. You are unconditionally loved and supported. Yes. I think for now, this is the end of our little journey, our little, coming together on the crystal ship. I hope you had a good time on the ship, and I'm very looking forward to welcome you again on my ship with my beautiful captains and matros. I don't know what's this in English. My fellow journeyers. You're also one of my fellow journeyers. I'm really happy you're with me and you listen to this podcast episode. From the bottom of my heart, I hope it gives you a bit of new perspectives, inspiration, and love and unconditional support. And I hope you have a stunning, bright, and beautiful day, focusing on what you want, where you are supported. And see you next time on the ship. Ciao, ciao.